Hi everyone, my name is Justina and I lead product strategy for Firebase, which is Google's application development platform. I'm based in San Francisco and I'm here today with my colleague Ibrahim, who leads product developer relations for Firebase out of our New York office. Today, Ibrahim and I will explain how to turn your data warehouse into an actionable customer insights tool, all that with Google Data Analytics solutions. We also have a live demo of how to set up app analytics for your organization and uncover new insights about your mobile and web app users. Only 1 in 4 companies agree that they have totally unlocked the value of their data. At Google, we'd like to help our customers use their data to drive business results. In today's session, you'll learn how to accelerate time to value from data projects at your organization with Google Data Analytics design patterns. But you may ask, what are design patterns? Well, design patterns are multi-product solutions that leverage the best of Google and our rich partner ecosystem. These solutions bring together not just product capabilities, but also proven design methodologies, open source, ready-to-deploy code, data models, and reference architectures. With all these resources readily available, you can greatly shorten the time to business outcomes with data projects. With design patterns, you get access to more than 30 ready-to-deploy data analytics solutions. And today, we'll focus on just one, and it will be app analytics. Before we start, I'd like to share a story of National Public Radio, which is an American media company best known as NPR. NPR has partnered with Google to deliver a great listener experience for their mobile radio app. NPR wanted to grow the user base for the radio app that allows users to stream both real-time and on-demand content. The first step was for NPR to learn as much as possible about their existing users, but that information was spread across several disparate data sources. For example, NPR wanted to understand how users listen. Is it via headphones or speakerphone? And also what they listen to from these different devices. Is it live radio or are these podcasts? To do this, NPR needed to cross event data from the app frontend with listening data from their own backend servers. NPR decided to map their user journey with the app analytics design pattern that utilizes Google Analytics for Firebase and BigQuery. As a result, NPR increased user engagement by customizing their content to listeners' interests and behaviors. Now, let's look under the hood of the app analytics design pattern. If mobile apps are an important part of how you interact with your customers, you are probably already using a variety of tools. Google Analytics to log events, Firebase Crashlytics to gather data about app errors, and probably a variety of other tools, such as customer relationship management systems, support or ticketing systems, or maybe even your own homegrown systems. The first step into unlocking value from all these disparate data sources is to centralize them into a single data warehouse, such as BigQuery. Once the data sources are plugged into BigQuery, we need a unified ID to join the tables into a single data warehouse. Here's what the unified ID will look like in our example for Google Analytics, Crashlytics, Zendesk, and Salesforce. With all the data in one place, you can, for example, see what percentage of your users who experience an app crash end up filing a support ticket. Now that we've built up our data warehouse, we can begin to analyze the data in detail using a business intelligence tool such as Google's Looker. With a business intelligence tool such as Looker, it's easy to create dashboards and gain an executive overview of the business to allow you to create reports, prioritize bugs, or inform your go-to-market strategy. Now, we'll switch gears and show you a demo on how the app analytics solutions can be used to prioritize issue resolution workflow based on your user segmentation. Over to you, Ibrahim.
Thank you for the introductions, Justina. Let's go to Firebase console and see this application in action. In the Firebase console, I'll simply click Project Settings, Integrations, and go to BigQuery Integration. Scrolling down to Crashlytics, as you can see here, I already enabled the BigQuery integration. I can easily click the BigQuery link and see my data in the Cloud console. I'll go to my project, then to Crashlytics dataset, and finally to my table. And let's look for a preview. Let's scroll right, and under the user field, we can see that we are reporting user ID for each crash. As Justina mentioned earlier, using this user ID as a unified ID, we can join our tables across these different data sources. We'll share a link of the technical resource guide later that has some handy resources and links about setting unified IDs across all these platforms. Now that we've built up our data warehouse, we can simply create a connection from Looker to BigQuery and start analyzing the data in Looker. Using LookML, Looker's semantic layer, we create a data model that stores the SQL definition of our metrics. Aside from creating your own LookML models, Looker has a set of pre-built models and dashboards called blocks for common data sources and business problems. I've already gone ahead and installed these blocks on my Looker instance, including the Firebase Crashlytics block. I can go ahead and open this block to see the different dashboards and explorers that are available once I install it. Let's open this issue prioritization report. Here, I can use filters to maybe look at issues that occurred in the foreground and were on some of my latest application releases. This will help me narrow down my focus so I can spend my time prioritizing the issues that really matter to our customers. Now that we extended and customized these blocks and joined the datasets together, we can ask those deeper cross-platform questions. Let's start off with a day in the life of one of our executives. Okay, so I'm on the leadership team of this new cool SaaS tool. I can open up my email and see that Looker has sent an executive overview report, including how I'm tracking in terms of my revenue goal for this quarter, plus data from other sources, like how many active users I have in each one of my accounts. Using this link, I can go view the live data directly in that Looker dashboard, where I can interact with it further. Here, I'm actually going to go deeper into this visualization on how I'm tracking towards my revenue goal. I have a board meeting coming up today, so what I want to do is actually send this over to my Google slide deck. I'll first send this Google Sheet where I can then directly import the sheet into my slide deck to create a chart that has the most recent data from Looker. Great. Now, let's switch gears and to see what might look like for a technical program manager or a site reliability engineer who needs to prioritize bugs in the application and fix the most important bugs first. Let's jump back in the issue prioritization report that I was showing before. Only now I've customized it to incorporate the other data sources we were mentioning. So, I can see my crashlytics issues that were also brought up in chat support through Zendesk. I can even link to go look at this issue directly at Jira or dig into the log details in the Firebase Crashlytics console. Over here, I've also combined my Crashlytics data with my CRM tool to focus on the issues that were experienced by our highest value customers. If I click Explore from here, I can see the details of this chart, including the issue title and issue IDs. Now, what's super cool is I can actually set this up to send to Jira so that I will automatically create a Jira issue for any new Crashlytics issue that is experienced by my highest value customers. Oh, and speaking of high value customers, as a customer success manager, I'll definitely want to know if one of my accounts has experienced an issue in the application. Let's take a look at this dashboard that I might use to keep tabs in all of my accounts. Because all of my data sources centralized into one place, I can create a health score for all of my accounts that combines statistics from all those different platforms. Awesome! So you know how to build a unified analytics platform for your Firebase application using BigQuery and Looker. Back to you, Justina.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Today, we explain how to bring together multiple data sources into a unified app analytics view. We covered just a couple of examples of important data sets, but there are plenty of other data sources that you can bring into BigQuery. For example, Firebase performance monitoring or Google Analytics user segmentation data, as well as other marketing analytics data sources. For details on how to implement this use case, please take a look at our technical guides. In addition to app analytics, there are more than 30 data analytics design patterns ready for you to use at your organizations to turn your data into business outcomes. Get started by browsing the catalog of design patterns with the link on the screen. Thank you for joining us today.